again, as we look at what happened recently in Paris, we have to understand that these Muslim men, these devout followers of Muhammad and the Quran and the Islamic religion, they have a narrative. They have a history that they look to, that they believe is inspired by God and given as a model for them to follow. I'm going to read to you from page 300 of this book. If you just join me, I'm reading from The Life of Muhammad. This is the single most important volume you can get if you want to understand Muhammad. And it was written by Ibn Ishaq about 100 years after Muhammad's death, maybe 120 years after his death. And it's considered canonical, all right? This is a highly respected history of Muhammad's life. So just before the Battle of Badr, which was a key turning point in the life of Muhammad and his mission, because it was the first major battle that they fought. And they were outnumbered, terribly outnumbered. And he was trying to get people to fight. And this is what the text says. Then the apostle, that's Muhammad, went forth to the people and incited them, saying, by God in whose hand is the soul of Muhammad, no man will be slain this day fighting against them with steadfast courage, advancing, not retreating, but God will cause him to enter paradise. So there was a man there, Umayyah, brother of Salima, and this is a different Umayyah, and he said he was eating some dates, which he had in his hand. And then the man said, fine. Is there nothing between me and my entering paradise save to be killed by these men? There's nothing between me entering paradise except to be killed by these men? He flung the dates from his hand, seized his sword, and fought against them till he was slain. There it is, people. This is one of so many illustrations that are like this. Muhammad told people over and over, die facing your enemy. He said you can retreat, but only if it's to regroup and to go back into battle. Okay? But he over and over said, keep your face toward your enemy. Die facing your enemy. So when these two devout Muslim men came out of that building when they were killed finally by French authorities, what were they doing? They came out shooting, going towards the ones who would kill them. Because they have heard the words. They know the words of Muhammad. If they're going to enter paradise, they need to be facing the enemy, advancing. So they came out shooting, knowing full well that they would be killed. Because they believed, because the Quran teaches, and the words and deeds of Muhammad that are not in the Quran teach, in the Hadith and in these historical books, that if they would die fighting the enemy, facing the enemy, that they would inherit paradise. That's what they believed. And I'm sure it was a very rude awakening for them when they left this life with the blood of all those people on their hands. I'm going to take a break, but just remember this. When the president of France says that these terrorists have nothing to do with the Islamic religion, he's foolish. I have been a leader in the pro-life movement for 30 years. And sadly, we have not prevailed in our goal to make it a criminal act to kill an unborn baby. There's reasons why we have failed. I wrote this book, A Humble Plea, to Catholic bishops, to evangelical clergy, and to lay people, explaining where we went wrong and what we have to do to prevail. We've made this available as a PDF online for free. I encourage you to go and download your own copy. Why does a nice guy like me keep getting thrown in jail? I have been arrested almost 50 times and spent over a year of my life locked up in various prison facilities. And I wrote a book, many books. In fact, one of them is called, Why Does a Nice Guy Like Me Keep Getting Thrown in Jail? It's a theological work, answering those who say that the church should not be involved in politics or that we should retreat. I encourage you to get it. In fact, get one and give it to your pastor.